Yo guys, what's up? I'm Brian here doing another video for you guys, and this time we're taking a look at Combiner Force Blastwave. And this is kind of odd because it's a remold of the Megatronus figure, but it's obviously a pre-paint of Bludgeon. And the odd thing about this is he is mostly Bludgeon. He doesn't even include a new head, and he's got the same green. Like everything that's green on this toy is also green on the Bludgeon toy. It's the exact same mold, so I don't really understand the point of this. Maybe he will be seen on the show and he's like the brother of Bludgeon, or maybe he is Bludgeon, but an Autobot version of him. I really don't understand it, and I don't know if it really works as an Autobot. But with that aside, let's just take a look at the tank mode itself. Now, the tank mode I really like, despite the fact that the treads are pretty much the same thing as Megatronus. The only new mold is just this on the top, which allows you to add weapons to the set, which is pretty cool. That's something that was completely missing from the Megatronus figure in tank mode. But what I also do like is the tank turret is rotated around. Originally in the Megatronus one, this would form the cannon, but instead the back end forms the cannon, so I think that's pretty cool. You can attach the sword on the top here, or on these little holes right there, or you can rotate the sword around so that it's not as, well, I wouldn't say not as obvious, but it's not sticking out on the front there. The unfortunate part behind that is you see this big chunk of silver, and you know that's the sword. If you do flip it around, yeah, you still know that's the sword, but at least you have silver and then green, so there's that. But you can completely remove the sword if you wish. It attaches on this little hole that the head is, well, it is the head, actually. My other complaint that I have about it, other than the treads just looking like Megatronus, I wish there was a little bit more paint in that, is the arms sticking off from the back. But what I will say, and what I really like about this is, it's a really large turret for this tank. And I like that. I like that idea. Anyways, you get rotation on the turret itself, and you also have up and down motion on the cannon, so that's pretty cool. Anyways, that is pretty much it for the tank itself. Not really much more to say. I do like this. I really love that. I think that's pretty cool. So anyways, with that said, let's go ahead and transform the figure. Now, to start off, I'm just going to move these up, but you can remove that completely if you wish. And it pretty much transforms the same way as Megatronus, except you don't rotate the turret. That is, if you have it in this configuration. Anyways, what you want to do to start off is bring down the feet, like so, and then bring down the kneecaps. Unpeg the legs from the back here, or actually that's the front, and then, well, at least for the tank mode, and then bring down the legs, like so. And if you want, you can rotate this around. And there you have turret leg thing, like in The Last Night or something like that. Anyways, what you want to do is separate the arms, like so. Bring them out. And click the shoulders in place. Rotate the arms down. Rotate them right here. Bring up the head. Rotate that around. And close up the chest. And there you have Blastwave in his robot mode, and I think he looks very exceptional. I wasn't sure how I'd feel about the blue because it might have been too distracting. I mean, this is obviously meant to be Bludgeon, but they decided, hey, let's make an Autobot version and paint him up blue instead of orange and red. And then the yellow parts would be replaced with purple for Bludgeon as well. But despite that, I think it fits. Now, the legs, the lower sections of the legs, is pretty much the same thing as Megatronus. In fact, I have Megatronus here. They even painted the silver. I wish this was painted green or blue, just so that it could add a little more paint and it didn't look more... It didn't look the same as Megatronus. I will say this. This is a more shiny silver paint, and then the gray is slightly different, but you barely even notice it. The good part about Blastwave is he's got so many differences with the upper section that it's not distracting with the feet. So I do like that. Now, he's got a little sword. A bunch of people are saying, oh, is this a sword, or is this a dagger, or is that a... It's too long to be a dagger, it's too short to be a sword. I think it's just a sword. I think it's small to reduce plastic, but I'm pretty sure it's just a normal sword. And you can plug it in the hand like so. Originally, that was really hard to attach, but now it's just fine. And I think the sword looks pretty good. It's a little small, but I think it's not bad. Now, as far as articulation is concerned, he's got a rotation in the head, very nice, and the tab that connects the chest seems to do so much better than the Megatronus. You also have a ball joint in the shoulder moves up and down so that you can bring the arm up further. The arm moves out and in, there is an elbow joint, and then there's a rotation, nothing at the wrist. You do get waist articulation. Yeah, that just pops off. You get waist articulation. You can also move this from the ball joint. You get a mushroom joint right there. And then you get knee articulation. And if you want, you can bring out the foot like so. And I guess that's articulation, but not really. Another cool thing is the turret itself. Now you can leave it up like this, like have an onslaught type thing. Or you can bring that down. And it almost looks like a jet booster type thing. But I like how that shows. I like how that presents itself. I also have to mention, I'm complaining about the silver at the bottom here, but it seems to contrast well with the turret. But you can take that off, rotate the handle right there, and you can plug that into his hand and give him a little gun. It's not really little, it's actually a pretty good sized gun. And I really do like that. I think that looks pretty good. I think that some people are going to display him with the cannons on the back, but I really do like this. So, yeah, he's got a very nice samurai look, but I see so much of bludgeon in this. However, again, I'm not sure about the character. You know, maybe he does have a part in the show. Maybe he is the brother of Bludgeon, or maybe he is an Autobot version of Bludgeon. I'm not sure. But what I will say is, he looks pretty good. I do like this. I like it a lot. I'm still going to get the Bludgeon toy, and I think that I'm going to prefer the Bludgeon, but what I will say what I will say is this. Compared to the Megatronus himself, I think that Blastwave does such a better job, mold-wise. I like the Megatronus, don't get me wrong. It looks good. But personally, I just like this. It feels more bulkier. It really does. It feels like a bigger figure than it actually is, so I do like that. More comparisons, we've got, let's see here, we got Drift, and that's pretty cool. Two Samurai Warriors, and then we've got Chrome Dome as the basic size comparison. One more thing that I want to mention is something on the package. Now you can see on the side here, Blastwave is actually closer to that of Megatronus. So I don't know if this is the version that we'll see on the show, if he ever does show up on the show. I mean, on some of the Robots in Disguise characters, their boxes don't really represent the CGI form. Like Paralon has a few differences between the CGI form and what he looks like on the package. But I do like this. I like the eyebrows. I like the head itself. I think that looks cool. I don't know if we're going to get a second version of Blastwave, and this is just the first version of Blastwave, but this one looks closer to Megatronus mold-wise. I mean, it's got the little thing on the back, it has the right shoulders, even has the right arms, it has the cannons on the arms. So I'm not exactly sure what they're doing with this, and they already have, as far as I know, a new drawing for the Bludgeon, so they could have easily just took the Bludgeon art and changed up the colors, but they decided to go with this. I do like the head on this. The giant eyebrows look very nice, but that's not what the figure looks like himself. So I'm not sure how I feel about that, but I will say that this is a nice introduction to the new mold that is Bludgeon. I can't wait for that, and as far as Blastwave is concerned, I really like it. So with that said, I thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and all those fun doodads, and I'll see you guys next time. Lockdown, Gunface, Two Cannon, cause I don't